You remember our next guest. He was well on his way to becoming a surgeon, but decided to give it up to take a risk and become an entrepreneur. To invent the perfect set of headphones. His name is Dr. James Fielding. Now, this is of interest to us in radio because we like sound. We wear headphones all the time. And James is the founder of a Brisbane startup company called Audera. I spoke to James at our Precinct OB a few months back. He was great fun. We've asked him back into the studio today because I believe you received your first batch of headphones back from overseas, and they're about to actually become a reality, James.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
You excited?
I am. I'm incredibly excited.
I'm pumped!
Yeah, and I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me back. I feel like part of the furniture now.
Just tell the backstory. You were an ear, nose and throat specialist type doctor, working in the field of hearing. You were working as an MD in Ipswich with a mate. You said, hey, why don't we come up with a headphone solution to our problems?
Yeah, bits and pieces. So that was my business partner, Chris, who was out at the ENT clinic in Ipswich.
That's right.
And then he came to me and said, hey, I've had this really great idea. And then we set about making it a reality. So we had been lucky enough to receive scholarships to do a sort of a half an MBA during medical school. So the UQ Business School and the UQ Medical School got together and they wanted to make doctors that would come out of medical school and try and solve problems for people. And he came to me with this very clever idea about fixing audiology and fixing hearing tests, giving easier access to hearing tests for children and for the wider community. And then once we had a hearing test you could put inside a set of headphones, we thought, now we understand how you hear, let's make music perfect for people. And he found me because we'd gone through this course together, and he knows how passionate I am about music and about making a difference. So since then, I've stepped away from clinical medicine and started making fancy headphones for people.
My guest is Dr. James Fielding. He's a doctor, well, he's a doctor, but he's also an entrepreneur. He's a company head, and the first of your Brisbane-designed headphones are hitting the market.
They are.
We get a lot of inquiries about, when we first interviewed you, the very first time. People say, what happened with that, all that sort of stuff, blah, blah, blah. So
absolutely.
It's not just a dream.
It's not happening. A dream. Okay. I've got one in a pretty gift box in my backpack, but we have had some issues with consistency and saying, all right, we want to deliver something that is incredible. So we go up, we have our small batches, we send our engineering teams up to review the process, and they go up there to find minor imperfections, and they find them. And so we fix them. And that has caused some delays to make sure that people get the quality product that they deserve. So we have been pushing the dates back a little bit rather than releasing something that doesn't quite cut it. We've said, hey, look, it's better to get something out that's right rather than, promising the world and delivering something that doesn't quite cut it. So our internal standards are incredibly high. But yes, they exist. They are amazing. I wear them all day to make my phone calls and do all that sort of stuff. And I can't wait for everyone to get theirs as well.
This started from a crowdfunding campaign. I mean, this is basically, you asked people, said, give me your money for something we haven't made yet.
Yep.
And it's actually here. It's actually just arrived.
Yeah, that's right. So it was a long road, and we had a really clever idea and an amazing team. And we went out to people and we said, is this something you believe in? Is this something that you value as much as we do? And a few thousand people said yes. And it gave us the chance to actually follow through, because the process is expensive and time consuming and all those sorts of things, and we needed to know that it was worth the effort, and it has been.
Now, in my mind, this came about really through sort of like medical science. You used
Absolutely.
Your sort of ear, nose and throat specialist, your audiologist sort of training to not only sort of help people with hearing, but to actually enjoy music.
Absolutely.
And in a sense, it's almost like a medical device, but it's not a medical device, it's an entertainment device.
Yes, for the wide world, this is not a medical device. It happens to do really cool medical style stuff, but until we tick all the boxes and do all the validation piece, it is most certainly not a medical device. It is a musical enjoyment device.
Now, you're about to actually release them in sort of a retail capacity, because the first lot went to people who actually gave you money, didn't they? Your backers and your crowdfunders.
Yes.
So they got first dibs.
Yes, they get first dibs because they made it a reality. So they came in, and we wouldn't be where we are without our Kickstarter backers. We're forever grateful to them for that. And then the whole purpose was bringing this to as many people as possible, taking the technology and making music better for people everywhere, and also staying true to that medical foundation, which is why we set about finding a really high quality partner to be the first people to handle our product in a retail environment, and the people that we found were Attune Hearing.
So tell me about that. So this is not, I've never heard of these guys, I don't know anything about them, so tell me, you're going with an audiology company or something, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So they're Australia's only independent audiology group. They're owned predominantly by ENT surgeons, and they provide high quality diagnostic care as well as the standard pure tone audiograms. They do cochlear mapping, they do hearing aid fitting, they do all of those sorts of things, and they've stayed true to the medical values that they started the company about, and that was really important to us. And they've got their 70 stores Australia-wide, and they are the go-to for people that need to get high-quality care and get their problems solved. So, you know, work cover claims or industry-related claims. These are the guys that they know are going to be treated well, and so we're really proud to be, you know, having our headphones in their stores.
So these headphones you can plug into your pod device, your streaming device, your laptop,
Yep.
you know, whatever, your home stereo, whatever it is you use.
Yep.
These headphones, locally designed, can plug into that, and they give you this incredible experience because of your audiology knowledge.
Yeah, that's right.
As a doctor.
Yeah, that's right. So step one, you do a very simple hearing test. Can you hear the beep? Can you hear what these headphones are trying to give you?
The headphones, actually, you can actually do that test with the headphones.
Absolutely.
So the headphones are individually sculpted to your hearing.
Correct.
Both in the left and right ear, which might be different.
They are. They almost certainly are. We've done almost 1,000 tests on people now, and I'm yet to see anyone who's flat across the board and perfect right and left, because we go down to 1 dB change, and you're talking about the minutiae of hearing health now. Most standard hearing tests do 5 decibel steps. We go down to 1. So you do your hearing test, and then we tailor the sound so it's perfect for how you actually hear.
Now, I've already had people contact me some time back, people who have children with hearing impairment and and I've sort of referred them on. As we're talking, someone sent me a note saying, are the headphones helpful or good for children on the spectrum? I assume that means like autism spectrum, in other words. Sometimes they have difficulty concentrating or shutting out,
Absolutely.
you know, the white noise of life and of the daytime.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we're really passionate about in that education space, in that learning space, where now a lot of technology is moving onto screens and tablets and phones and all those sorts of things. People are spending a lot of time in headphones. When it comes to autism spectrum or a concentration device, absolutely, they really do a great job of blocking out the surrounding world. We can put the noise cancelling on, which blocks it out even further, and then you're able to really focus as best as possible. And we are working on different platforms around tone generation and other types of novel techniques people are using for autism spectrum sort of focus enhancement. It's a piece that we don't claim to be experts in any way, but it's something that with our device and with what we're trying to achieve is on our future roadmap for sure.
My guest is the CEO of Audera, Dr. James Fielding. He's a doctor, but he and his mate are producing what in my mind are sort of that's the first ever set of sort of Queensland sort of designed headphones that I've ever heard of that have happened in the past. And they sculpt or they set or regulate to your individual ear's oral capacity or oral receptors.
That is the most eloquent way of saying that I've ever heard.
I'm groping for the right words here.
Absolutely. We tailor the sound perfectly for your individual hearing profile.
And it's about to happen. It started as an idea. I mean, you're an entrepreneur. You got out of medicine, started as an idea, and hey presto.
That's right. Well, hey presto, yeah. A lot of stuff in between, and now hey presto. Yep.
Now hey presto, didn't mean to diminish the hard work you've gone through for a couple of years. And you're releasing it through an audiology company, not through like a sort of an electronics retailer in Australia. Is that right? What's the company?
It's Attune Hearing.
Okay. Yep. So why have you gone with an audiology company and not like a Harvey Norman or a JB Hi-Fi, one of those sort of companies?
Essentially because it creates a really great avenue for the the different value proposition that our headphones provide. So if you want to hear great music because you want that tailored sound, for someone like you and me, we're sitting here, we just love music, we want that perfect music, you can buy that through our stores, and we will head into mainstream retail, but from a business point of view, that's a very big piece of the puzzle to try and take over. And then we have the more medical side of business where we have people that we know have a hearing deficit of some kind, and that this can provide a really amazing value to. So people go into attuned hearing knowing that they have some type of hearing deficit or being concerned about a hearing deficit of some kind, and then you have people that are professionals that are able to say, hey, you would really benefit from using these headphones going forward. So it's a really great way to also validate our product and what it means and what we stand for and what we're trying to provide people as well.
People always ask me after the fact, does it do anything for people with tinnitus or tinnitus, however you want to pronounce it?
I say
tinnitus. This is sort of this ring or this sound you get in one or both ears. Different, some people, apparently a lot of people get this apparently.
It is. It's a huge problem, and it's a really debilitating problem, and it's something that we get asked a lot. And anecdotally, we have had people do the test, listen to the music in their personalised platform, and have an ease of their tinnitus, absolutely. But in terms of a formal validation, we're yet to go down the can this cure your tinnitus path, and I'm reluctant to say it because I know it causes a lot of desperation in people. It's a very serious issue, and I think it's important for people to know that tinnitus is not sort of an uncurable condition. There are some causes of tinnitus that you can fix, and it's people like Attune Hearing that you can go to, and they will really get properly stuck into all the things it could be and try and find you a solution.
Dr. James Fielding, CEO of Audera, is my guest. They make headphones. They came from the medicine of the ear, nose and throat field, and they use what they learnt in medicine to help sculpt and improve the listening experience through the set of headphones. Now your journey really starts.
That's it. Yeah, it
So
seems like it's been a long road, but we're actually
all the hard
about
work,
to
and
kick
now
off.
you actually have more hard work on the way.
Yeah, that's right. But it's incredibly exciting, like you said, and we're incredibly proud that we've pulled it off, because you set out with a really big dream, and there's that old saying that hardware is hard. If you want to build something, you actually have to go and physically put it together yourself and test it and break it and fix it again and get it right. And we wanted to provide more than just a software-based platform or this and that. We wanted to make it right, and we set about with that medical goal. And we plan to follow through with that. That's part of the journey. This is the first piece of the puzzle, because it's a hearing health awareness platform as well. You're listening, your mates are listening, everyone's sitting around, and everyone hears it differently. And you start saying, "You're deaf as a post, Tom. Go get it checked out."
And now the hard work really starts if people actually want to buy them.
Yes, absolutely.
I assume that audio engineers, like people working in sound, rock groups, bands, people like Hi-Fi are going to be all over this, aren't
Absolutely. We've had some really amazing sort of product demos and testing with musicians that absolutely love it. And that idea of everyone getting together and being able to hear things the same. We've tested on some different musical groups, and they're all there mixing and mastering their music, and then you test them and they realise that they are hearing it completely differently from each other, and they just find the whole thing fascinating.
Because they match to your individual ears.
Yeah, that's right.
And your ears are different from my ears, are different from someone else's ears.
Yeah, and your left ear is different from your right ear, and it's an incredible thing when you get the personalisation for the first time and everything gets set back exactly where it was designed to be.
Best of luck for the future.
Thank you very much.
Now his trouble really starts. Dr. James Fielding, CEO of the locally made and designed headphone company Audera.